Welcome to our Spotlight on the Companion Suite. My name is Allison Kim, and I'm the Marketing Coordinator here at Latera Microsystems. Before we begin today's presentation, I just wanted to let everyone know that this is actually a pre-recorded session, so today's going to be a little different. At the end, we'll have a session instead of a Q&A. We'll do most frequently asked questions, and if you have any other questions, you can always reach out, and then we will reach out back to you personally. With that said, I will introduce our presenters for today. Today, we are joined by Angela Crossland and Vincent Michetti. Angela is one of Latera Microsystems product managers. She's worked in legal IT since 2001 and has a passion for producing healthy, stable, risk-free documents and providing solutions to achieve this using in the most efficient way. And Vincent is a member of our sales engineering team. He helps our partners identify and implement quick-to-value technologies and has a specific focus on Latera's Companion Suite, which is today's topic. With that said, Vincent, take it away.
All right. Well, thank you, Allison, for the introduction. We do appreciate that, and Angela and I are very excited to walk through the Companion Suite with those of you on the line today. We wanted to start with a bit of an agenda, give you some context for what we'll be talking about. So today is really about the Companion Suite. Angela will be providing an introduction to the Companion Suite. We'll talk a little bit about kind of where these products came from and really what we're trying to achieve. We'll also walk through a brief demonstration of some of the core functions of these solutions to help you understand what these solutions look like in the day-to-day practice of a lawyer. Angela will take us through the future roadmap of the Companion Suite solutions, and then we'll do a little bit of wrap-up and walk through some frequently asked questions around potentially implementing these solutions. We'll also briefly touch on what's next, so the next webinar coming up on July 25th. And with that said, Angela, I'll let you take it away.
Thank you both. Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us. So I like to think I know a little bit about working with documents because I've been doing this for nearly 2 decades. But I also think you shouldn't have to know all the ins and outs of Word to be able to produce healthy, stable, risk-free documents that are going to stand proud and demonstrate your professionalism and the high standards that you expect to portray. So that's why we came up with Companion Suite. So the Companion Suite is there to make your life easier and to make that whole document process a lot smoother. So document authoring can sometimes feel like laborious work, and it really needn't be. You know, lawyers in particular work long hours with ever-increasing pressure to turn around documents quickly, and the pace can be relentless at times. So no one wants to spend time searching for documents and text so they can reference and reuse it, or proofreading documents, looking for the typo or that piece of information that's waiting to be added, these things that could be easily be missed. And we definitely don't want to be spending unnecessary time formatting and fixing documents. So everyone wants to produce those good quality documents that are error and risk-free that showcase your professional standards and reputation. Sorry. I'm not up to that slide yet. Can we just back up one? Okay, so we started off with Contract Companion because people don't want to be experts in Word. They want tools that they can use straight away, that they don't need to spend time learning. So Contract Companion forms a key part of our Companion Suite, which is a basis of that Latera desktop, which covers the entire document drafting lifecycle from document creation to final collaboration. So we started off with Contract Companion in 2015, which you may have heard of it by some different names, but Contract Companion is where we're at. It's a proofreading solution. This software allows you to review items like defined terms, cross-references, and potential issues to ensure accuracy, consistency, and clarity. And later, Vincent's going to show you how it works and how it assists by identifying items for review and how, if any corrections are necessary, it can guide you through those. Litigation Companion, just like Contract Companion, is a proofreading solution, But to ensure that we're servicing litigators just as we do transactional lawyers, we provided some additional functions, such as the ability to check citations and build and update tables of authorities. So then we have Clause Companion. You know how it is when you need to draft a document and there's no point in reinventing the wheel and recreating something you've done in the past. So you need to hunt down that agreement that you worked on previously so you can reuse the relevant parts of it, or maybe even all of it. Or maybe you want to be proactive and you've already stored that document text somewhere. So it might be a document that's saved in a DMS or a local folder, or maybe even in an email. So we realized what people need is a place to keep this content that they can organize and structure it. Maybe share it with each other or even submit it to knowledge managers for addition to an approved clause library. So that's where Clause Companion comes in. It's a solution to store, retrieve, and insert correctly formatted clauses, ensuring your best content is available for use again and again. In the middle of the slide, we've got DocX Tools Companion. So this is about numbering and formatting issues. No one likes spending time fixing numbering issues, hunting for cross-references, or making sure all the spaces and quotation marks in a document are consistent. Well, actually, there are people like me, because I kind of enjoy that stuff, the eye for the detail. But we're quite a special breed, and even I wouldn't turn down a one-click solution if there's one available. So that's where DocX Tools Companion comes in. So we ensure quality by resolving numbering issues, generating cross-reference and tables of contents in a single click, meaning that documents are stable to work on and precious time can be spent crafting the legal language instead of struggling with formatting. So each of these products complement part of the document lifecycle. Together, they're going to reduce risk, cut down on unbilled hours, or the cost of document support by identifying items for review, automating tasks, and providing the power of advanced word users in an easy, accessible way. But enough of me. Let's get Vincent to demonstrate some of the features so you can see the benefits for yourself.
Awesome. Thank you, Angela. And I think one thing that is really great to talk about is this consistent theme of reducing risk and increasing efficiency. And I think this is really well encapsulated by a quote that we were given by the CIO of a large Midwestern firm. And what he said is, this technology allows our first years to bill like third years and work like third years and bill like fifth years. And it really is about increasing the efficiency of those first year associates. We want to give them access to, some of that content. We want to reduce the risk in the documents that your maybe senior associates are working on, those third years, those fifth years. And we want your partners ultimately to be able to drive more profitable practices, right? We want them to be able to get documents out the door quicker. We want those documents to be higher quality. So these are all themes that we really care about. And with all of that said, we can actually dive into Word and look at, how do these solutions, Contract Companion, DocX Tools Companion, and Clause Companion, work in the day-to-day. So you can see on my screen, I have a document that's been pulled up within Word. And this is an important thing. You'll notice all of our technology lives within Word. So you can see the Litera tab that I'm in right here. I have access to all of my Litera solutions, from creating a document from that first draft all the way through comparing documents or cleaning metadata out of those documents so I can deliver this to my client. And the Companion Suite is really the middle part of this. It's that walking through that revision process, grabbing content with this Clause Companion solution, proofing a document with Contract Companion, and potentially repairing a document with DocX Tools Companion. So if I want to go through and begin to work on this document, I can engage Contract Companion to walk through and really start to understand the content. If I click the Analyze button, it opens up a pane over on the right-hand side that allows me to navigate through some of the common problems within legal documents. You'll notice that I have a tile for each category of potential issues. For example, if I click into my Defined Term Issues tile here, it shows me potential issues with the defined terms in this document. A term like closing date, which has been used but not defined in this document, it's introducing some fairly serious ambiguity. This likely needs a definition, right? And I can walk through this result set and really start to understand if there's any risk in this document, a term like parties that's been defined but not used, maybe indicating that I'm missing content further down. And in addition to things like defined term issues and numbering issues, referencing issues, we can identify some more benign, maybe editing mistakes, things like numbering problems in a document. But these are still things that, they drive our legal professionals insane to see something like section 3.1 followed by subsection B and so on. And this allows me to really quickly transition into Docket Tools Companion into this repair group here. So if I run the numbers button, this allows me to go through and with one click, like Angela said, fix all the numbering issues in this document. So I can quickly walk through, apply the 96 fixes that are needed to correct the numbering in this document, and then walk away with fully automated numbering that I can use and potentially insert content into later on, right? We're bringing this document to a state where it's a bit more healthy. And another thing that we're really excited about within Contract Companion and our Companion Suite is the concept of what we call active drafting. So even if I don't want to open up that task pane, but I still want to be able to see what's potentially wrong in this document, I can turn on my active drafting and we can see things like the fact that closing date has been used but not defined in this document. I have an underline. This is kind of similar to that spell check functionality that most of our legal professionals are used to currently. So you can quickly start to gather some context for what's potentially happening in this document. Now, if I look back at this file here, I'll also see that I have some incomplete items in here, right? I have a section where I need to insert payment terms. I need to insert a table of contents. So if I want to, I can quickly open my library within Clause Companion and go grab that content, right? So if I want to go through and insert a clause or some language that I've used previously, I can do that. So let's go ahead and navigate to an area of the document where I'd like to insert some content. And, maybe I want to insert a section that someone has shared with me. Well, I can go grab a clause that Max has shared with me or Jack has shared with me. I can also grab content that I've used before. So if there's clauses that I've saved that I want to reuse, I have the ability to do that. In this case, I'm just going to go in, I'll grab a structural provision here and maybe insert this into the document. And it's this really simple process of walking through and inserting whatever I need to, right? So I can continue through this drafting process. It's also really easy to save content here. So if I want to just select this automatic drafting clause, if I like the phrasing that's used here, I can go ahead and select that. I can click this Save Clause button. And then this allows me to save this clause into my library and potentially share this with maybe the other attorneys that I'm working with on this matter, or maybe I'm a partner and I want to share my preferred language out to the associates that work with me. I can save that content and then really quickly do that. And the last thing that you'll notice here is as we walk through this document, I also need to insert things like a table of contents. And this is another thing that would take a significant amount of time if I was trying to do it manually. This is the type of thing where, if I'm a legal professional and maybe I'm not an expert with Word, I might just hand this off to a legal assistant or someone who's on my support team to do this for me. Well, in this case, again, I have these one-click solutions. I can click this table of contents button, and this quickly walks through the document, looks for all those headers, does all the formatting that's necessary, and allows me to insert that table of contents. It'll ask me any questions that need to be asked in order to generate a properly formatted table of contents. In this case, it asks me whether or not I want a 1-level or a 2-level table of contents. And it walks through and inserts that table for me. This is a fully automated table. All I needed to do was click this table of contents button one time, and then I can continue through my drafting process. So again, this is really about empowering our lawyers to be more efficient and also to reduce the risk of potentially missing something in their proofing process or leaving a client name in from content that was inserted when it was previously used. Those are really the types of things that we're trying to prevent here. Now, the next thing that we want to talk about is the future of the companion suite of products. So we'll go ahead and jump back into our slides here, and I'll, Angela, transition it back to you.
Thank you very much. So our roadmap, what's next? So you've seen where the companion suite is at the moment and how it fits into the Litera desktop experience. But where are we going in the future? Here at Litera Microsystems, we're constantly iterating on our products, enhancing functions, adding new features, things that we feel will benefit you and provide more efficient ways of working. And I want to talk to you about the three main areas that we're currently focusing on. The first there is modern and updated platforms. So we want to continue to adapt to the changing environment and the evolving roles of people who use legal technology. So in legal tech, we tend towards a traditional user interface, and we want to narrow down the gap between this and what we've become used to in technology in other areas of our lives. So moving legal technology forward to match the market in general, so that our solutions give the best user experiences because they're intuitive to use and easy to learn, in the same way that you demand of technology that you use in your personal life. So in this theme, the updates and Docx Tools Companion, we've recently provided some enhancements to the numbering fixes. And this is to better support those firms that have complex numbering and styles in their documents. So we want to maintain these so you don't have to worry about them. So we're going to continue to research and develop in this area, as we know it's something that you, our customers, feel strongly about. We're currently researching and carrying out development also to continue this work and further changes as per what we feel are going to benefit you the best. And this includes languages. So continue our expanded international support by updating our tools to work with the languages. We want to help people who speak a language other than English or with draft documents, say in Spanish, that will get the best experience possible. So more on this in the future. Smart documents. This is the active drafting, expanding that. So you saw how it underlined the documents in the underlined the words in the documents that might have been definition issues. So Contract Companion recognizes items and actually flags them within the document. That's to make it easier for you to review the document from top to bottom. And we want to increase the reach of this to identify more categories in line. But also, we want to provide right-click menus, just as you're used to using in Word. So you can carry out updates and make changes and corrections without moving from that working area of the document. So these help surface the key issues that are important and we think will add value and benefit to you working in your documents. Finally, Litera Connect. So we're going to continue to partner with other software providers to expand on our integrations with their solutions. So this is part of the Litera Connect solution. So our technology partner program that underlines our commitment to work effectively with our other key suppliers. So we've always integrated with other software solutions, and many of you will be familiar with how we work with document management systems, for example. More recent additions have been working with case research tools so that litigators can seamlessly search for citations to validate them and check they're in the proper form. So we're working with market leaders in the field of document analysis and review, and we've already got the ability to connect to Kira, so content can be pulled into clause libraries ready for use. And we're working with other providers of similar services. So more integrations with Clause Companion and Content Companion will be coming forward. So with the evolution of Litera Connect, we want to streamline your workflows to make it easy to access the content and features that you need within your working document and maximize your return on investment from the software that you work with, extending the benefits you get from our solutions when you integrate with your DMS, your content provider, and other platforms. So we'll continue to research on what solutions other vendors are providing and how they're used, so we can identify gaps in workflows that you, the users of our solutions, will benefit most from. So I've got some exciting ideas about where we want to develop our solutions, and you'll see updates each quarter. But we also want to hear what you think. So myself and the other people in the product management team, we really value your input. So if you're working with a Companion Suite and you have any ideas about where we can provide further benefits, or if you want to know if the specific item is on our roadmap, do please reach out and email us, or speak to your customer success manager and ask them to put forward a query on your behalf. We would love to hear from you.
And with that, we can transition to what would typically be our time for comments, questions, feedback. With this being a recorded session, we don't have any questions from our attendees to walk through today. So Angela and I thought it might be useful to provide some quick information on how you can action what you've seen today. What are your next steps? So if you're currently a customer, you can quickly access the most recent versions of our software from the support site, support.latera.com. You can log in with your customer-centered credentials and download from there. You can also feel free to reach out to our support team, support@latera.com. They're always happy to help, and we're happy to get you set up with new versions of whatever component of the Companion Suite you may be using currently. If you're not using the Companion Suite right now and you're interested in understanding a little bit more about it, understanding how it would work on your documents and within your practice, feel free to reach out to myself directly. That's vmcketti@latera.com. Alternatively, you can just reach out to sales@latera.com. They're always happy to help and to help you understand, again, whether or not there's some potential value for your practice. And as Allison had stated at the beginning of the webinar, if you have any questions that came up throughout, feel free to email them to us, and we're happy to reach back out to you directly and talk about any product or maybe solution-specific questions that you might have. The last thing that we wanted to talk about is what's coming up next, and I'll let Angela mention that.
Okay, so our next webinar that we have scheduled is in a week's time, July the 25th, and that's all about dealing with cross-references in DocX tools. So it's a really powerful solution, allowing you to scan your whole document to cross-reference candidates in one go, and I very much recommend you join this webinar. Thank you for your time today. I look forward to speaking to you again.
Thank you very much,
Great.
everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good day. Bye.